Hey y'all, how are you this week? It is so hot. It's like been about 100 degrees. Not quite, but almost. I said it feels like 104 or something like that, 108 a couple days. So we are having to do farm chores, a lot of them in the evening and early in the morning. My grass is way too high in the garden because I have an electric push mower to use out there because it's not a lot of space. And we got the electric push mower. It's self-propelled, so I can use it. And we thought that would work great. Well, it's not working so great because every day when I get ready to mow, it rains. Obviously, I can't use an electric mower in the rain. So we started off the summer with 3 lawnmowers. Four lawnmowers. We had my husband's, what do you call it? It's a professional mower. It broke. Then the tractor broke. And then we had another push mower. It broke. And then yesterday, I had a small tractor top riding mower for the garden, and I got too many beds out there and I couldn't maneuver around them. So that's why we got the self-propelled electric mower for me. Well, we've been using the garden mower that I had in the backyard. Well, yesterday the belt broke on it, so we have all of this property to mow and only a electric self-propelled mower, and it's raining every day. So my garden it's knee high in some areas. To be honest, I don't know. I'm gonna try this evening, but I don't know that my little electric self-propelled mower will get through that. We will see. I've got to try because it's getting out of control. So we've just had a lot happening this week. It's been a very frustrating week in a lot of ways. But on the good note, the barn kitties, I don't know if you remember, we had 3 that we found in the chicken brooder right when James was still in the hospital after his open heart surgery. I had been needing barn kitties for a while, but I wanted more wild kitties that I thought would stay and, handle the mice. So it was a real blessing when we found those 3 kittens. One of them is sick. I don't think she's going to make it. Her name is Lola. We're doctoring her and doing everything we can. But she's got some issues, and I don't know that she will make it. So the other 2, Ranger, the male, has been in the barn the whole time. He's doing great. He stays in the rafters. You'll see some video of him. He's doing great. And then Xena, one of the other little gray tabbies that we had, she got sick early on, and I brought her in the house, fell in love with her. You've seen lots of pictures of her because I just fell in love with her and wanted her to be inside kitty. Well, she got a little too aggressive, a little too wild, and she had to go back to the barn. I was quite devastated when she adapted to the barn so easily. She's very happy out there. You'll see some video of her too. So her and Ranger are having a big time, and they're both very aggressive with anything that moves. So I think they'll probably do a really good job of handling all of the critters, the little rodents that tend to live in a barn where you've got a lot of feed and manure and stuff. So that's a good note. So I harvested a whole bunch of basil that was starting to go to seed. I've been working really hard trying to keep it from going to seed, trying to keep it cut back. And I decided it was just time to harvest it. So I harvested a whole lot. Actually pulled some out that was kind of overshadowing some peppers that I had growing. But I harvested a whole lot of basil and made some pesto, and I've got some basil oil in the refrigerator that I have to drain, and I'm kind of excited to see how that's going to go. I need to make some fresh bread to go with that. I harvested some tomatoes. So the tomatoes this year, as you know, are coming in rather slow, and like the Goliath and the Mr. Stripes are coming in really, really small, but they're still tasty. The only ones that don't taste good are the cherry tomatoes that I let grow from volunteer seeds from last year. Those just don't have any good taste to them. But the Black Beauties, I've harvested a few of those. I've harvested one really good Paul Robeson that was sweet, and I've harvested a good number of Dr. Ritchie's. Some of those are really, really big. So I'm bringing those in, and I think what I'm going to do for now, since everything's coming in real slow and small, I'm just going to freeze them and try to make some tomato sauce a little bit later in the season. But that would be really, really nice considering I didn't think I was going to have enough to make any sauce this year. So Tonight, my grandson Jet's going to come over and help with the lawnmower. And we've got a leaky faucet in the barn. One of the spigots we think is maybe leaking underground. And James has got the equipment to do that, but it's going to take some work to get it done. So Jet's going to come over and help with some of that, and he's going to help me pull out all of the cucumber plants because they are just not doing well. They're sick at this point. I was going to just replant them, but I think we've about had our fill of cucumbers for the year, and so I think I'll take what is left out there, and there's quite a few on the vine, and I'm going to make some cold cucumber gazpacho soup for later in the week. And I'm going to do what I've been talking about doing all season is make some more of the tzatziki powder. So we can have like tzatziki sauce in the winter. I just love tzatziki, anything. And you take this powder and put all the seasonings in it. You dehydrate the cucumbers, sauces, and then we put them in the Vitamix and blend them down to a powder and add the seasonings to it. And then when you get ready to make some tzatziki, you just add the Greek yogurt and you're ready to go. It's yummy. So my zinnias are doing amazing. I'll have to take some pictures of the ones on the porch because I've got them on the porch, but the ones in the garden are just beautiful. So I harvested a big handful of those and brought them in and made the most beautiful bouquet that I mixed with basil. So my house smelled really good for a time. I'll explain that in a minute. But it's a really, really pretty bouquet I made. And zinnias are great in that you can cut and cut and cut. The more you cut, the more they grow. They're just a wonderful flower to grow, and they're so easy to grow from seed. It takes a little bit of time for them to grow, but they are just beautiful. So if you want to grow flowers and haven't, zinnias, and the other one I would suggest is cosmos. Those are amazing. And my daughter this year has introduced me to blue cornflowers. I don't have any growing in my own yard this year, but they're beautiful. You can bet next year I'll have them everywhere because they are so, so pretty. So we've been trying to transition a couple of things that have not been very effective as of yet. We are trying to move our 3 little goats to the yard for a couple of reasons. They've got some work to do in the yard. I've got some, so they will eat things like a poison ivy that's growing up the trees. They eat it. They like it. It don't hurt them, you know. And I've got an area in a garden, well, between the yard and the garden, where I want to do like a secret garden. I want to do like a moon garden. I've got an old trampoline I want to put up and make an entrance to it and plant white flowers on it. And I just want to plant everything in there white. But I've let it grow up and get real brushy. There's a lot of wild blackberries in there. And I need the goats to help clean that up. So I've got a couple of other areas. From that matter, we've had a really difficult year with the apple trees this year. So anything they want to prune on those would be great. Or any of even the cherry trees are right around them. They could eat all that brush. So we're trying to move them to the yard. They wasn't happy about it because the last time they was in the yard, Comanche got after the baby and scared them to death. So they are a little bit afraid of being in the backyard. It was a real ordeal, but we finally got them in the yard. The other thing we're trying to do is transition Comanche. All right, let's talk about Comanche. He's the 1-year-old male Great Pyrenees that we have. Normally a Great Pyrenees, you train them when they're really, really young to look after like chickens and goats and whatever you have. Basically, a Great Pyrenees will protect to the death anything that they are raised with. Unfortunately, between the anemia that I was dealing with and James's heart issues before he had his open heart surgery and then recovery, we didn't have time to work with him. So he's killed a couple of chickens. Well, he actually didn't kill them. He's played with them until we had to kill him. And then he chased the goat, and I'm not sure he would have hurt that baby, but it looked like he might have. So our initial reaction to that was to try to get rid of him. So we had a fellow who was going to take him last week, and we were going to keep Pearl, the baby, the solid white baby Great Pyrenees that Gypsy had, a couple of months ago. All the other puppies are gone, but we were going to keep Pearl. And when the day that they were coming to get Comanche, I cried and I said, I just can't do it. It's not his fault that he's not trained, it's ours. We just need to work with him, So James called the guy. He wasn't happy with us because he was actually coming to get him. He would have been on a 60-acre place. Part of me feels really bad I didn't let him go. But the truth is, he's not ready. He's not ready to go take care of a farm. He needs some training. So we started looking for Pearl a home because we can't keep all three. I don't want to keep all three. That's a lot of Great Pyrenees eat a lot. That's a lot of mouths to feed. And a lot of puppies have to keep, a lot of dogs have to keep, in all the shots and taking all the care that you have to do for them and everything. So we're going to try to find Pearl a home. My granddaughter Hazel is devastated. She absolutely cried because she got very attached to Pearl. But in order to keep Comanche, we have to do some training with him. So I want to put him in the barnyard. Now that we've got the goats in the yard, I want him to live in the barnyard. So in the barnyard, we have the two cows on the inside of the barnyard. Just outside of the barnyard where the pasture is are the two bulls. And then also in there, we have a fenced area where the chickens live. So he would get used to being around those. And my hope is that he would learn to protect them. That once he understood that was his job. Unfortunately, he has kind of come into an age, like a Great Pyrenees does, that they become escape artists. So we have taken great measures to secure him in the barnyard, and he keeps climbing the fence and getting out. At this point, we can't even keep him in the backyard. He goes to the front door. He comes in the front door, because I don't want him to get run over, so I'll let him in. You'll see in the video, I've got a video of what my floor looks like. I spent a very long day, very recently, putting some mop shine on my pretty floors and getting them pretty and clean and shiny. I take a lot of pride in my floors, and they were so shiny and pretty. Wait till you guys see them. Not so shiny. Not so shiny and pretty now. Nope. So just say us a prayer with the whole Comanche and Pearl debacle that we have going on, because James is currently trying to install some, we've got electric wire running across the bottom front of the barnyard, but he's trying to run it across the gates, which will mean I will have to remember, and so will he, when we're going into the barnyard, to disconnect them to go into the barnyard. But he's trying to put them across that so that to try to keep Comanche in. He's an unhappy puppy out there right now, but I think he'll get used to it if we, keep him well fed and take care of him and love on him when we're out there. The other big thing we did this week was we dug potatoes. I was a little disappointed. I thought I planted a whole lot of potatoes, and we dug and we got a decent amount. I probably got 15, 20 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes. I love Yukon Gold potatoes because I hate to peel potatoes, and those have real thin skins, and you don't have to do that. The good news is I still have some red potatoes. I didn't plant as many, but I have some red potatoes that are still growing and not quite ready to dig. And I ordered my pelleted carrot seeds today in 3 colors. I ordered them in the purple with the yellow centers, and the yellow ones, and then some orange ones, of course, because I want to plant that whole potato bed where the potatoes were. I want to plant that whole bed with carrots. I've never successfully grown more than a few carrots, but it makes my granddaughter Hazel so happy and excited to pull those out of the ground. So, not to mention, I just think that that's a crop we eat a lot of, so I want to do a better job of growing them. In the next day or two, I will be starting all of the fall seeds. The only thing I have started so far are Brussels sprouts. I can't say it. But I'm getting ready to start all of the brassicas, the cabbages, and the broccolis, and all that kind of stuff. And they'll be started in the greenhouse, so in the next few weeks, they'll be ready to go out when everything else starts dying out. So anyway, it's been as you can see, it's been a crazy busy week, and they don't even include. We have Maggie May still has mastitis. It is finally starting to get better. I mean, she's had antibiotic shots. We've given her the medicine that you put up the teat. That's what we started with. We've milked multiple times a day. We've massaged, and nothing seemed to work. I was about to decide it was me, that I'm doing something on the milking, because this is the second time I've had a cow with mastitis in that same teat. It's the back left quarter. That is just, I have a hard time healing it. I've decided it was me. So we follow a bunch of sites on Facebook, and we found one that was that we follow regularly, where people were talking about natural remedies, and they told us to put oregano, half a cup of oregano in her feed. And then another one told us to use peppermint oil, straight peppermint oil, and put on the, when I'm massaging, to put it on the teeth with the regular cream that I use when I'm getting ready to milk. So I've been doing that for about 4 days, and it is significantly better. I'm so excited, because we've been milking a month and haven't got any milk to drink yet. Some people drink it. I know. I won't. I just won't. I want it to be completely healthy, with nothing, no mastitis or nothing wrong with it when we drink the milk and when I start making all the products. So we've been going, like I said, a month that I've been milking twice a day and not gotten anything we can use yet. So again, if you're praying, people, please pray for Maggie May and the mastitis issues that we have. So, well, it is, there's just so much going on right now. So come along and take a look, see what's going on. I hope you enjoy. Go harvest some basil. We'll harvest some basil so we can make some pesto. And the basil is simply out of control, overgrown. So much of it. I've worked really hard the last couple of weeks trying to keep the flowers, trying to keep it from going to seed and flowering, trying to keep the flowers cut back. I'm about to lose that battle, so it's time to harvest it. I think it's going to make a lot of basil, though. Excuse me, a lot of pesto. Got 2 different kinds of basil in here. I've got a lemon basil, and actually I've got 3 kinds of basil in here. I've got a lemon basil, I've got a regular Genevieve basil, and a lettuce leaf basil. And I think what I'm going to do is just mix them all and make pesto out of all of them, and we'll see how that turns out. Pesto's always good. And we just ran out of what we made last year. So it's a good thing to, perfect timing to make some more. My goats are just on the other side of the fence begging for some basil. I'm throwing them a piece or two. After I get all of the pesto made from this basil, I guess I'll let it go to the seed and let all the butterflies and the pollinators have it. They'll be happy, happy, happy. I'll use a real basic pesto recipe. If you have a good one that you like, send it to me. I'd like to try something new. I've heard of people using things besides basil to make pesto, but I don't remember what that is right this minute. It's been such a difficult year in the garden with tomatoes and all the other stuff, but the basil has just thrived. One of the goats sneezed. Maybe they didn't like the basil as well as they thought they would. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you dizzy there. Check out the zinnias, y'all. lovely. I've been seeing hummingbird moths on here every morning. I don't see any right now. Y'all, the grass is so high. We have 4 lawnmowers and they're all broken right now except for my little electric one, which you can't use when the grass is wet. And lately, the morning dew stays on the ground till 10 a.m. or 11, and then it's rained after every afternoon, so we haven't been able to mow. So the grass is way too high in my garden right now. basil is washed and dried. It's laying on the counter drying, getting ready to make some pesto. Now let's feed Ellie Mae, my sourdough. She was hungry and she needed some food and some water. Her name is Ellie Mae, like Ellie Mae Clampett. I've just started a new sourdough. This is a new one. I've just started a few days ago. So she's not quite ready to use yet. But maybe in the next, I don't know, week to 10 days, she'll be ready to start making some sourdough bread. She's already got some bubbles though. My husband's excited. He likes sourdough waffles. I think that's his favorite thing. I like sourdough crackers. I make a Parmesan, everything but the bagel cracker. I've missed having it. But we're getting ready to be in milk again. And when I'm making cheese, I have to have the sourdough about 6 to 10 feet away from where I make cheese, so the yeast don't mix and mess each other up. But we're not quite there yet with cheese. We have to wait just a little bit. We're still working on mastitis. All right, I'm trying to take as much of the stem off of all of these will be pesto, all these basil leaves. Some of them are quite big. The leaves that are really big, those are called lettuce leaf basil. Boy, my house smells good right now. I mean, basil just smells delicious. And you'll see in a little bit, I took some of the basil stems and put them in my flower arrangement with my zinnias. You know, when you walk in the door, that's what you smell. It's nice. I'd never thought about doing herbs in my flower arrangements before until just recently. I saw somebody else do it and I thought, okay, that makes a lot of sense. And here we go. There's a whole lot of basil leaves to put in here. I didn't have any actual garlic cloves, so I used minced garlic. I've not done that before, but I think it'll be good. And we like lots of garlic in everything, but it's especially good in pesto. And I don't use pine nuts. In past years, I've used pumpkin seeds, and I think I've used several different seeds. This year, I'm using walnuts instead of pine nuts. Pine nuts are just expensive. And we make a lot of pesto, so walnuts are a little more affordable. But I would imagine you could use any kind of nut. I bet even a cashew would probably make a really good pesto. I'll have to try that next year. What do you think? You think a cashew nut would be good? Or is it too sweet? just like that, pesto's done and ready for the freezer. Now let's make a bouquet from these gorgeous zinnias. And I think I'm going to use some basil, the overgrown basil leaves that had started to flower. I think that'll be pretty. Now, the next evening, it was time to dig our potatoes, the Yukon Gold potatoes. I was so excited to dig them, and quite disappointed about how many we got, but it's still fun. I think digging potatoes is always fun, especially with my hubby. It's like a digging for treasure. You don't know what you're going to find. Sometimes you find little ones, and sometimes you find great old big things. I have another bed of potatoes planted over next to this that aren't ready yet, and that's the red potatoes. So I'll have a few more, but next year I'll plant more. So right about here, we realized that our granddaughter Hazel's bean teepee, we planted peas on there, and cow peas, I believe. And the wind has knocked the teepee down again. The grandsons put it up for us, and I think James has gone and set it back up once, and I've gone and set it back up another time. So I think we're going to have to dig some stakes, maybe down into the ground. We should have videoed us trying to put that back up, because it was rather amusing with the sticks falling on us when we were trying to put them all back up. The beans are growing, but the poles that they're on just keep getting knocked down by the wind. So I think we're going to get maybe some stakes and put and tie onto the sticks that we're using and put them into the ground to see if we can't get that to do better, because currently it's just a mess. And if little Miss Hazel were to come over here and see her green bean teepee, not green bean, excuse me, her cow pea teepee all falling over and not creating a little play area for her to play in, I think she might be quite upset. So sorry we just disappeared on you right here for a little bit. But if you can imagine us over there trying to get those 6 or 8 sticks all stuck back in the ground and not hurt the peas that are growing on it, and then to get the top tied back up, that's what we were doing right about now. And it was actually starting to rain too, so we didn't want our potatoes to get wet, so we was trying to hurry and get it done. But it took us a minute, so sorry about just the blank looking at the empty potato bed here and our little pile of potatoes. So I didn't need to go in and weigh those potatoes to see how many I got, because I thought I planted a good number of potatoes, and it just didn't produce as well as I thought it would this year. I thought this bed was big enough to give me quite a few potatoes. What do you think? Do you think I should have got more potatoes than that little handful? Well, maybe 4 or 5 handfuls that I got over there. I mean, that's still enough potatoes to save me a little money and to use in the kitchen, and I'm probably not gonna can them or anything. I'm just gonna probably just eat them fresh. So let them put them out on the porch for a little bit, and then I'll probably just put them in the pantry and just eat them fresh, because there's not enough to do much with. But here we go. Let's take these potatoes in, and I got to come out here and get that bed cleaned up and some fertilizer put back in it, some fresh compost put back in it, because that's where all my carrots are going to go at the end of August. I'm putting 3 different colors of potatoes: purple cosmic purple carrots, and then some yellow carrots, and then some regular carrots. So there goes my handsome hubby pulling the potatoes in to the house. This vine right here that you see growing up the trellis right here, that's going to be a loofah, I hope. We'll see. I don't even know what to look for. There's a few yellow tomatoes. I got a couple of good-sized tomatoes, considering I didn't think I was going to have any this year. I got a couple of good-sized tomatoes. I may get some for sauce yet. Y'all see this beautiful pup? You want to see what he does to my floors? He keeps escaping, and this is how he comes back. And I just mopped my floors and got them pretty and shiny. Come in, Thank y'all for coming and hanging out with me today. We got a lot done this week. It was a busy week. It was a hot week. But thanks for coming and joining us. I hope you'll come back and check out our videos again. Y'all be blessed.